Welcome back to question number 43 from this series. Once again, a question from 2018 slot 2, and this time I've taken a big question. As you can see on the screen, it's a large question, but from the exam, let's try to figure out a good way of doing this question. A tank is emptied every day at a fixed time point. Immediately thereafter, either pump A or pump B or both start working until the tank is full. On Monday, A alone completely filling the tank at 8 p.m. On Tuesday, B alone completed filling the tank at 6 p.m. On Wednesday, A alone worked till 5 p.m. and then B worked alone from 5 to 7 to fill the tank. At what time was the tank filled on Thursday? Both pumps were used simultaneously along. Let's start doing it. He says on Monday, A alone completed filling the tank at 8 p.m. So I don't know at what point they start. But if A starts at this point, he would be filling the tank at 8 p.m. Right? I do not know what is the start time, but it filled the tank at 8 p.m. On Tuesday, B alone completed filling the tank at 6 p.m. So B alone also would have started from the same point and it filled the tank by 6 p.m. So here it has completely filled the tank by 6 p.m. On Wednesday, what happens? A alone worked till 5 p.m. On Wednesday, A alone worked till 5 p.m. So this point is 5 p.m. And then B worked alone from 5 to 7 p.m. So B worked alone from 5 to 7 p.m. Right? The question is at what time was the tank filled when they both are used together? So in these three pictures, you would see A alone would have filled the tank by 8 p.m. So in this third day, when A alone was working, it worked till 5 p.m. So can I say A would have taken another 3 hours to fill the tank after it? Because A is going to fill the tank at 8 p.m. In another 3 hours, it would have filled the tank. But A was closed and B was on. And B filled it in only 2 hours. So what A could have done in 3 hours, B did it in 2 hours. So can I say the time taken by A and B is in a ratio of 3:2? Correct? Time taken by A and B to do something. So what A can do in 3 hours, B can do it in 2 hours. So the time taken by them is in a ratio of 3:2. So B takes 1 hour less than A to do this work. But to completely fill the tank, I see B takes 2 hours less than A. So to do some work, B takes 1 hour less than A, and to fill the tank, B takes 2 hours less than A. Can't I say that definitely A must be filling the tank in 6 hours, that is double of 3, and B must be filling it in 4 hours, that is double of 2? Because the gap between their times is 2 hours. So A must be filling it in 6 hours and B must be filling it in 4 hours, such that the gap between them is 2 hours. So by that logic, if A starts filling the tank at some time and filled it by 8 p.m. and took 6 hours, at what time A started? It started at 2 p.m. So basically, they all are starting every day at 2 p.m. to fill the tank. They all are starting at 2 p.m. to fill the tank. Now, A can fill a tank in 6 hours, B can fill a tank in 4 hours. In what time they can fill if they work together? If both the pumps are working together. If you do not know this, let me tell you this shortcut of this. If one pipe is taking X hours to fill a tank, other pipe is taking Y hours to fill a tank, together they will take XY by X plus Y hours to fill the tank. So basically here together they are going to take 6 into 4 by 6 plus 4 hours to fill the tank. That is 2.4 hours. So after 2 p.m., they are going to take 2.4 hours. So 2 plus 2 is 4 and zero point 0.4 means 24 minutes. So at 4:24, they are going to fill the tank, and that is an aptitude way of solving this question. The answer is 4:24. Now, in this question, some of you might face some difficulty because probably we have used a lot more of logic in this question. But I'm sure when you start looking at these things in that visualization way, the way I have done, right? Things would become easy for you. That thing that I talked about, 3 and 2 is the ratio, so it should be 6 and 4. Why? Because one is filling at 8 p.m., one is filling at 6 p.m. The gap is 2 hours. So if I want to create a gap of 2 hours in a ratio of 3 and 2, there should be 6 and 4. Immediately, how do you get these numbers? This only works for you while doing aptitude. So therefore, I always say percentages and ratios are those two areas in which you would be should be extremely good if you want to actually do these questions and aptitude way. Thank you very much.